Okay, so now that that's done, all there's left now are the Chao Racing emblems. So, I'm going to actually go into the adventure field as Sonic. The reason why is because I actually need to go into a couple of levels, or at least one level, as Sonic. That way I can gather some animals. Because, like I said, in order to compete in the Chao races, we need to raise our Chao. And at this point now, just need to figure out which color Chao I'm going to be using, either silver or gold. I did put up a poll, a straw poll asking what kind of Chao you want me to use. Excuse me. Unfortunately, the poll didn't get any votes, so I'm just going to have to make the decision on my own, and I'm okay with that, honestly. Thanks, Tails. Definitely going to be needing those extra lives, that's for sure. And that's just for mission mode. Which that'll be covered probably in the next session. It really depends on how things go. By the way, I'm not 100% sure on how many animals you can carry up to at once. I believe it's 8. Ooh, Blue Winged 15. Thank you so much for the follow, dude. Highly appreciated. Hope you enjoy your stay here. So, when it comes to gathering animals or just grinding for rings or anything of that nature, or even lives for that matter, Emerald Coast I feel as though is the perfect stage to do it. It's a decent length. It offers plenty of opportunities to get rings and also plenty of enemies to defeat. There's just a lot this place has to offer. Yoink. Alright, I think we're good on the animals for the time being. Of course, there is still going to be the possibility of me needing to collect more. Yeah, indeed I am. I just finished the sub-games, and the last session I got stuck on Sky Chase Act 2, and somehow I managed to beat it on my second try in this session. I don't know how, but I did it. Alright, off we go.
This is the Chao Garden. If you bring the eggs,
Speaking of the Chao Garden, welcome. It looks like the gold Chao has hatched. Oh, okay. I did not know about this, but apparently, if you play through the game on the same sort of save system, or if you have multiple saves, your Chao Garden save data is also shared. So, I guess we don't even need to worry about Chao raising at all. But, regardless, I will at least show off what I was planning to do anyway. So, also, having multiple save files, alright, well, come back soon. Anyway, as I was trying to say, we, the benefit of having multiple save files is that you can have multiple gold and silver Chao eggs in any given playthrough, while in normal circumstances you'd only have one of each. Speaking of which, I have made a decision on which Chao I'm going to be using. And this Chao, I'm actually just going to go ahead and race from scratch, rather than use my Chao from this garden here, which is, of course, Goldie. The Chao I'm using for this run is going to be the Silver Chao. So for the time being, let's go ahead and drop you off right here, buddy. Thank you very much for your service. Okay. Now we just gotta wait for the silver egg to hatch. Where the hell is it?
Chao a small animal, the Chao changes. Try experimenting using different animals.
Okay, seriously, where the hell are my eggs? It's like they suddenly disappeared and came out of freaking nowhere. Oh, there it is. There are a couple of ways you can let the hatch a Chao. Obviously, caring for it is one way, and it'll hatch eventually. Or you can throw it against a wall, just get it to spring out immediately. So like I said, I'm going to be using the Silver Chao for the Chao Races. Again, I know I have my golden Chao Goldie here, but honestly, I figure I'd show off what it's like to do the whole Chao Races and Chao racing from scratch. Because honestly, I feel as though that's the best way we can go about this. So here he is. Say hello to the Silver Chao. Also, I believe this VMU machine was originally a Game Boy Advance on the Nintendo GameCube, but later it received a more generic Chao head kind of face for the HD re-releases. However, with mods, aka the better SADX mod and the Dreamcast conversion, I believe the machine is replaced with the VMU from the Sega Dreamcast. So that's interesting. So this machine, depending on which version of the game, has a couple of different functions. If you're playing the HD re-release, whether it be on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, or Steam, your functions for this machine are to name your Chao with it, or send it away by saying goodbye. Or you can just quit. I'm going to name this Chao, and again, apologies for the UI being so small. I believe the resolution it's recommended to play this at is 640 by 480 in order to maintain a proper aspect ratio. I'm not 100% sure how that works. So, what I'm going to name this Chao is... I'm hitting the B button instead of the A button. What am I playing on Nintendo Switch? No. We're going to name him Silver. Reason why? Because it's no use if I hit the right button. How am I confusing the button layout on Xbox 360? Probably because I just played Nintendo Switch not too long ago, aka Animal Crossing New Horizons. Say hello to Silver, boys. He's a big boy. So, here comes the fun part. After we sit him down for a bit, we just gotta make sure he isn't moving, first off. Oh, this is gonna be awkward as crap. Honestly, this is probably one of the more awkward things about Sonic Adventure when it comes to Chao raising. And that is doing what is known as the animal duplication glitch. It's actually pretty easy to pull off. You just have to stand a couple of paces away from your Chao and keep handing him the same animal over and over again. Of course, if he does that, then the animal cannot be used again, and you have to grab another one. Again, apologies for any stutters you may see. I'm not sure why this occurs. I believe it's like this with Vanilla SADX as well. Damn it. I wanted you to... That's one thing I really don't understand, is that why is it that the Chao just refuses to stand still? The only time it does stand still, however, is when it, whoops. Well, that sucked. As I was trying to say, the only time it tends to stand still is if it's sleeping. So the main point of doing the animal duplication glitch is so that you can raise its stats a lot more quickly. For the Chao races, we need to raise our Chao's levels high enough so it can compete more effectively. Basically, you want to have 4 out of 5 of its stats maxed out to level 99. So the 5 stats that are visible on screen are Swim, Fly, Run, Power, and Stamina. We only really need to worry about 4 out of the 5 stats, which are, of course, Swim, Fly, Run, and Power. Different animals yield different results when it comes to raising a Chao's level. Also, I never really heard this sound effect before. It's a bit, weird. Oh. Honestly, one thing I will go ahead and mention is that doing the animal duplication glitch in the first Sonic Adventure is a lot more awkward than it is in Sonic Adventure 2. Purely because of the fact that, you inch so much closer to any sort of object, or even the Chao itself. Plus, for whatever reason, sometimes Sonic will just prioritize picking up the Chao versus the animal, even though both are in the exact same spot. Perhaps this sound effect that I'm hearing now is unique to the Silver Chao variety of Chao. I don't know. Oh, come on, really? By the way, be careful when doing the animal duplication glitch too quickly. If you do it too fast, then you'll cancel out the level up effect. And what will happen is the Chao's stats will not be increased in any way. Now you may be wondering, what about stamina? Isn't that an important stat? Well, to be honest, it really isn't. But having some stamina for your Chao does help. I feel as though it's not as important as it is in Sonic Adventure 2. I did not mean to do that. By the way, if you are trying to figure out which animal you've used and which one you haven't used, look for the sparkles around the animals. If you see sparkles, then that means the animal has not been used yet. However, if you don't see sparkles, then it has been used. So if you want to quickly raise the swimming stat of any Chao and raise its swimming level, definitely go to Emerald Coast and grab as many sea animals as you can, such as otters, seals, penguins, whatever sea animals you can find. They may also help with providing additional stats for some other varieties, such as run and power. Oh, this is awkward. Come on, man! Maybe the problem is because of the fact that this animal duplication glitch is going on, the game is thinking that you gave the animal to the Chao. And so, as a result, it's making you pick up the Chao rather than the animal, even though you're technically duplicating it over and over again. Dang it. So a really good rhythm to get into when Chao raising and doing the animal duplication glitch is stand in the perfect spot, not do that, as I was trying to say, stand in the perfect spot, then do 2 taps of the opposite direction from the Chao, then 1 tap towards the Chao, drop, repeat. By the way, if the Chao picks up the animal but doesn't use it, then the duplication is still possible. You just have to go about trying again. By the way, some animals do end up decreasing some stats. Like, for example, a seal may decrease run speed. But if the run level has already been increased, then you don't need to worry about it dropping down, ever. It's just you just have to make some additional progress. And that's basically all there is to it. Doing the animal duplication glitch really makes Chao raising so much faster, easier, and more bearable. And also, there's a lot less grinding involved, too. So that is pretty awesome. I think eventually the Chao may end up falling asleep. This is kind of a good opportunity to help with repositioning both the animal and the Chao itself. Dang it. So as I was saying, if you manage to get it to fall asleep, then it'll definitely help when it comes to positioning both you, the animal, and the Chao itself. Another thing that can help too is just feeding your Chao. You can feed your Chao any sort of Chao fruit that are growing around the trees, or on the trees rather. Again, it helps provide a nice fun distraction for the Chao while you try to get in position. Albeit, it does take a little extra effort, and sometimes the Chao will just throw the fruit away, because reasons. And as you can see, just because of the animal duplication glitch, just from this first set of animals alone, we've already raised Silver's swimming level up to level 33. Make that 34. So if you happen to fail the animal duplication glitch, and the animal is used normally, then you will have to go around and find more animals by returning to any of the action stages on the field. Another pretty handy way of getting around is using the Chao Garden teleporters. So if you don't want to take the train to the Mystic Ruins, for example, you can take the teleporter instead and warp to the Mystic Ruins Chao Garden. So Again, at least there's that. You're a good boy, Chao. You're a good boy, Silver. That's what I meant to say. Oops. By the way, you may notice 2 additional action icons that are on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, those are Whistle and Pick. If you're near an object, the Pick icon will appear, but if you're near a Chao icon, if you're near a Chao, then that icon will change to Pet. Like, pet the Chao. You can pet the Chao in Sonic Adventure. By the way, did you know there's a profile on Twitter called You Can Pet the Dog? Can you pet the dog? It's definitely one of the best Twitter profiles out there. Just because it's just a simple, humble quest of trying to find as many games as possible where you can pet the animal. Pet a dog, pet a cat, pet a creature, anything goes. Come on, buddy, you gotta eat up. Also, I'm not 100% sure, but there is this thing called the Perfect Chaos Chao. I'm not sure if that is in this game or if that's only in Sonic Adventure 2. Regardless, I am not going for the Perfect Chaos Chao. It requires a lot of grinding, mating, and a lot of other nonsense that just are not necessary for this playthrough. I mentioned this in the beginning, but this is purely a 100% playthrough by means of collecting all the emblems, completing mission mode, and that's really all there is to it. And also getting all the unlockables. You don't get much of anything for getting the Perfect Chaos Chao in any way, so there's that. That's too cute. By the way, the more you raise your Chao's level, the more mature it'll become. Eventually it will get to a point where it will metamorphonize, and it'll become an adult Chao. And depending on the affinity with it, it may turn into a neutral Chao, Hero Chao, or Dark Chao. Then again, maybe the Hero and Dark Chao system didn't come into play until Sonic Adventure 2. I'm not 100% sure. Regardless, though, it is something worth mentioning, and of course I missed the penguin. Good job, me. Alright, Silver, where are you? Got some more friends to help you on your way. Also, I believe anytime you return to the Chao Garden, your Chao will be in a different spot each and every time. So it's kind of randomized of where he decides to go. Also, I believe the Chaos are considered genderless. I'm not 100% sure in that regard. This is awkward. Like I said though, this is a lot less awkward in Sonic Adventure 2. Mainly because you don't prioritize picking up the Chao versus the animal, even if it's directly in front of you. And you don't turn 180 degrees at random. Good job, me. Well, whatever. At least the swim level's up to about level 40. And would you look at that? Looks like Silver's finally walking rather than crawling. I believe he'll start walking at around run level 3. For some reason I was thinking it was 5, but I guess not in this case. I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet or not, but I believe that certain kinds of animals are found in certain stages. For example, sea animals that help improve Chao's swimming abilities, they're found in, like, Emerald Coast. However, if you're looking for something more on the lines of power or running, you'll have to look elsewhere. Power, I have a pretty good idea where to look, and that would be someplace like Red Mountain. flying would definitely be for the sky deck on the egg carrier.
If you give a Chao a small animal, the Chao changes. Try experimenting using different animals.
I know that, Tikal. Thanks. That is one thing about the Station Square Garden, and that is, while you're here, there are Tikal balls everywhere. It is kind of annoying how you keep running into Tikal by accident as you're working on trying to raise your Chao. Another thing too is that you can only access the Chao Races from the Station Square Chao Garden. You can't access it from anywhere else. By the way, I believe a good stamina level for your Chao to be at is probably around level 20. Oh my god. Honestly, the best character to use for Chao raising and the animal duplication glitch is definitely Sonic. The reason why you want to use Sonic is because he's just the easiest to handle. Second easiest, I believe, would be Tails. Third would be Knuckles. Actually, I believe Tails and Amy also handle very similarly between distancing themselves of the Chao and doing the animal duplication glitch and failing miserably. Good job, me. By the way, there are some animals here that are kind of neutral when it comes to Chao raising. Also, how did that not count? That was complete bullcrap. One thing that really irks me is that... Dang it. Even though the Chao Garden save data shares all save data, why is it that Tikal still feels like she needs to be there? Like, shouldn't she just be there for like the first time you're setting up Chao Garden data, and then afterwards be done with it? I don't get it. By the way, if you're looking for an animal that helps with raising run speed or just raising the run stat in general, rabbits are the way to go. Apparently they also help with some other stats occasionally, like flight? That's awkward. I guess maybe it's thinking in the logic of Cream the Rabbit? How she's able to use her ears to fly, much like Tails uses his tails. You know? Good job canceling the effect. What's worse is that if you do cancel the effect and you pick up your Chao and the animal is used, he doesn't receive the stat increase at all. Aw, poor thing. Looks like he stumbled a bit. I think as long as you see those yellow bars, or even red bars for that matter, it's safe to pick up the Chao and it'll still receive its stat increases. Or just wait for a sound cue too. Once you hear that twinkle, that means it's safe to just pull away and use the animal again and again. Really? You just had to question it, didn't you? One thing that is pretty cool is that as you're using the animals, little bits and pieces of the animal used are kind of metamorphized within the Chao itself. It's kind of like absorbing some of its essence. In fact, I think that's exactly what they're doing. Damn it! Another pretty big problem with this, too, is that Sonic, or any character you're controlling and trying to do this glitch with, they have a tendency to slide, like slip and slide like they're on ice. Especially at high speeds. Making things so freaking awkward, it's not even funny.
If you give a Chao a small animal, the Chao changes. Try experimenting using different animals.
Oh, that's so cute. Apparently, if a Chao matures enough, then any items that they can wear, they'll wear it. If you want them to take it off, you will have to throw them against the wall. So, that is something worth mentioning. I think just throwing them also works. Even so, don't do that. Because, believe it or not, I believe there is another hidden stat that I'm not sure applies with this game, but it more so applies with Sonic Adventure 2. And that is happiness. The happier your Chao is, the more likely they'll be able to stick around for longer. If they're not happy, then they can literally die from sadness and depression. Just like in real life. I'm serious. It's funny how I never even encountered an issue like that ever for any Chaos I've raced, whether it be during a practice playthrough or even a casual playthrough back in the past. Like way back in the day when I first got into Sonic Adventure 2 and Chao Racing. Never once have I had a Chao outright die on me. Never. I will say this, at least Swim is coming along very, very nicely. It's up to level 64. So we still have a ways to go when it comes to that. But even so. Also, you'll find these hint terminals floating around the Station Square Chao Garden. They are very helpful for helping you with figuring out how to raise your Chao and things of that nature, and just how to be, be a parent. So if you're trying to raise Chao for the first time without the animal duplication glitch, then these help terminals here will definitely help you on your way. Another problem too with the animal duplication glitch is that, just like with the Chao, the animals also tend to move a lot. Because they know what they're in for, they know what needs to be done, so they just do not want to give themselves to the Chao. No matter what they do. Oh, that's so cute! He's jumping for joy! Another problem you may encounter too is the camera. Rotating the camera can be a bit awkward. Especially if you don't have the smooth camera mod available. I should have got further back. Well, whatever. At least his run level is up to level 19, so at least there's that.
Small animal, the Chao changes. Try experimenting using different animals.
By the way, there is another way you can feed your Chao, and that is to buy fruit from the black market. I'm not too sure, but I think the fruit you buy at the black market increase your Chao stamina more. Not 100% sure in this regard, but I'm pretty sure that is the case since you are using your rings for those. Aww. Okay, well, at least the Chao is finally sleepy. Oh, damn it. It is a good thing that the Chao is sleepy. That means setting this up is a lot easier. But you do have to be faster. Otherwise, if he falls asleep as you're dropping the animal off by its feet, it doesn't get used. Looks like Silver's getting real tired of my shit. I don't blame the poor boy. Even so, we still got work to do, buddy. I think if you see that spring appear from the Chao's head, it's signifying that it's tired. It's sleepy. It wants to rest. But of course, you can still continue to give it animals just before it decides to take a nap. To wake it up, obviously, you just pet the animal. Either pet, or better yet, just pick them up. Even if it's just for a moment. Swim is up to level 77 already. Definitely am a fan. Though, of course, his other levels are still kind of lacking. Thankfully, Swim is not going to take too much longer to fully maximize. And at this point, I think he basically is going to be turning into like a swimming type Chao, where he specializes in swimming. Then again, maybe specialized Chao types only appear in Sonic Adventure 2, and maybe I'm just insane. Who knows? But, anywho, rest up, little buddy. I'll be back for you soon. Wow, he actually started moving. I'm kind of surprised I managed to pull off the animal duplication glitch there. Alright, at least his swimming level is almost finished. As I accidentally used the animal because he just moved a little too close. Well, whatever. Level 89 for swimming. At least there's that. Let's see if there's any other animals around. Aha! Here we go. Koala. Koalas may not do much as far as stat growths are concerned. But they're better than nothing. Honestly, whenever a Chao does fall asleep, I have no idea how long they sleep for. Could be hours, could be days, weeks, who knows? God damn it. Rip. I can't even imagine what speedrunners have to go through when trying to do the whole Chao raising thing. Because believe it or not, there is a category known as 130 emblems. People are that insane to go for all the emblems in the game. And there's even more insane people going for a true 100%. Which is all emblems plus mission mode completion. Oh, man. Looks like I'm going to be needing more animals. Great. I think the Chao is trying to throw away the fruit, but most of the time, it doesn't really go anywhere. Maybe it's hitting his eggshell or hitting his head when he's throwing it. Who knows? Don't worry, buddy. Alright, let me see if there's any fruit or something I can buy here. Well, obviously there are eggs. I could also buy a mushroom too. That could help out with building some stats. Honestly, it's not a bad idea to buy a mushroom every now and again. Although mushrooms tend to be fairly rare. And what they do is that they not only raise the stamina stat, but they also tend to raise other stats as well. Hopefully I'll be able to show what I mean, if he eats it properly. Hold on, buddy. Eat up. Seems like it's only increasing his stamina.
No fighting.
Also, cute idle chatter. By the way, you can trigger idle chatter if you have the idle chatter mod activated just by pushing the right bumper.
Better get going. Better get going. Better get going. Just remember, no fighting.
Also, idle chatter is unique from place to place. Depending on where you are, each character has their own unique lines of dialogue.
Better get going. Hey, hey, there's no time to rest. Better get going. Hey, hey, there's no time to rest. Hey, hey, there's no time to rest.
Also, I'm not sure, but I think idle chatter only existed in the original Dreamcast release, and it was removed in all other releases. I don't understand why that is. It's weird. But again, thanks to mods, people were able to bring it back. 93! Almost done with swimming. That's great. Also, apparently otters help with raising a Chao's run level too. That's neat. By the way, another thing worth noting too is that I believe the water in the Chao Gardens never get to a high enough level of which a character can drown in. So that is something worth mentioning. There might be an exception to Tails because he's shorter. I think the only instance where you could possibly drown in is maybe the Mystic Ruins Chao Garden. But that's really about it. Alright, just a little more. Level 98. And swimming is done. It's up to level 99. Even though there's stat bars saying that it can go up higher, it cannot. Level 99 is the max level of any stat for any Chao. Just saying. Now we got the other stats to work on, such as run, power, etc. I feel like run is going to be pretty easy because we did manage to get some rabbits throughout the course of this whole thing. Plus, some of the animals that we gathered in Emerald Coast also helps. Also, let's just give this to you. There's really no need for otters anymore. Strangely enough, I believe penguins also can help with flight, even though they're flightless birds. But I think it's because of the fact that they are birds. They help with flight, even if it's just a little. By the way, if you want to know what S translates to on a controller, on Xbox 360 or Xbox One, that would translate to the Y button. The A button, I believe, is the action button, which in the case of Xbox 360 or Xbox One, it's either X or B. It really depends. Apparently, seals could also raise power a bit, albeit it's not very much, because they are sea creatures after all. But even so, still something to say the least. Maybe raising a Chao's stamina to 10 will be enough. I believe that's what Goldie is currently. I'm not sure. Then again, maybe it's 20. Alright.
This is the Chao Garden.
Shut up, Tikal. I know about the Chao Garden. Bite me.
A Chao will be born.
Oh, nice. Managed to grab a couple of parrots myself. Right from the very end of the capsule. Okay, that was actually pretty damn good when it comes to animal collection. One thing I will go ahead and say now is, even though you can use the teleporters to transport yourself from one garden to another more quickly, if you're carrying animals or other important collectibles with you, you will be needing to return to your desired garden on foot without the use of teleporters. And the reason why is because upon reaching any garden, you immediately drop everything, all the animals, etc. Everything. I believe moles here are excellent for power usage. So what I mean by that is that they're really good for raising power. Then again, maybe not. If you want like one of the better power raising animals, you're definitely going to want something like a gorilla. Seems like swallows are also really good creatures for raising a flight stat of a Chao. Should make sense considering they are birds. Really, how did that not accept? Also, apparently, if you're feeding your Chao something and then you bring it an animal, it will instantly pick up the animal and use it. Making things that much more awkward when it comes to animal duplication.
This is the Chao Garden. If you bring
Shut up, Tickle! I know, I know, I know. I know everything about this place, so shut your frickin' pothole! Interesting. Kind of surprised he's being cooperative right now. I spoke too soon. Another pretty annoying thing about this is that... looks like another stat leveled up. Cool. As I was trying to say. Another pretty annoying thing about this, and bringing in animals, is that they do make noises. And when they make noises, especially when you have multiple animals, oh lord, it is quite a feast for the ears. I believe the animals that make the most noise are like parrots, gorillas, and elephants especially. Okay, gorillas are really not that bad. They don't really make much noise. But something like an elephant, yeah, they make a lot of noise. I guess in this case we're using lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! Funny enough, bears I don't think are in this game, but they are in Sonic Adventure 2. I know that is a fact. Damn it! Again, why'd you have to move? Dude. Really? This is taking way longer than necessary. Damn it. Of course the glitch failed. You'll know if a glitch fails if the animal instantly pops out of the Chao's hands after it's used. Like if it's shot like 20 feet away from it. Level 30 flight already. That's good to see. Although I am getting dangerously close to the elevator. Just because, again, prioritization. Plus the parrot loves to move and dance. Silver also loves to dance. That was probably the most awkward way to say that ever. Just like the animal duplication glitch. It's awkward and inconsistent AF. I also feel as though elephants are great for raising the power stat and also running stat too. Though I feel as though it's more balanced between run and power. Makes sense because they are pretty fast for being a heavy animal. Just saying. Just like in real life. Although it is kind of baffling that Sonic is able to lift these little elephants with ease. It's nice to see some of Silver's other stats are starting to come along. Mainly, I think it's due to the elephants that I've been giving him. Definitely interesting to see that all the other stats, other than swim, are coming along at a pretty balanced rate, which is insane to think about it. Damn it! I say as I fail the frickin' thing again. Because reasons. It really is quite difficult to do the animal duplication glitch while a Chao is moving or running around. Simply because you gotta time it just as they're about to intercept. Time it too late, they'll use it. Time it too early, they'll just put it right back down instantaneously and look at you like, what the fuck? I will say this. Praising a Chao for the Chao Races definitely goes by a lot faster in this game compared to Sonic Adventure 2. Just because of the fact that there's more that you have to do with your Chao in Sonic Adventure 2. Plus there's also the matter of the whole race unlocking requirements requiring certain species of Chao and raising the right kind of Chao. There's just a lot to take in with Sonic Adventure 2. This game, you don't need to worry about that. All you need to worry about is just raising a Chao, have it race, and it's as simple as that. I was gonna say, I feel as though the bigger the animal is, the less likely you'll pick up the Chao versus picking up the animal outright. But that doesn't appear to be the case. It was just a placebo effect. Again, why do I prioritize picking up the Chao versus the animals? I get the fact that you're supposed to be raising them and you're loving them and things of that nature, and I get it. Plus, this is a glitch through and through. But even so, it's still kind of annoying. Especially when you're perfectly lined up between the animal and the Chao, and the game picks up the Chao rather than the animal. I swear, this sort of a conundrum happens way more often in this game compared to Sonic Adventure 2. Hence the reason why it's so awkward to do this in this game compared to the sequel. Oh, come on, really? Well, at least power's up to level 50. And I will say this, we got some really damn good mileage out of that gorilla. Is it a gorilla or is it an ape? Who knows? It could be both. Okay. We still have a lion yet. Sweet, perfect timing. Never mind. Well, at least power's up to level 51 now. Here, eat up. By the way, in order to get these Chao fruit out of the trees, you do have to hold the action button down and just hold the control pad or the analog stick in any given direction. Or more or less the analog stick. That's all you really need to worry about. Just hold it in any given direction and eventually the fruit will fall. However, if the fruit is green, then the fruit will not fall, no matter how long you shake it for. Even if you shake it like your mama gave you, it does not matter. If it's green, it will not fall. That means the fruit just simply isn't ripe yet. Alright, power's up to level 56. That's awesome to see. And of course I wasted the line after the third use. Pick up the freaking gorilla, please. Gorilla! was. And of course that's not close enough because the bastard decided to move. Plus it decided to slide into the action in Call of Duty Ghosts. I definitely feel as though with the animal duplication glitch, you gotta be really, really fast with this. Plus setting it up and failing like that really doesn't help. And it happens far more often than not. Because again, awkward controls. And again, with the random prioritization, magnetism, and other things. Level 60 power. At least we're almost there when it comes to power. However, run and flight still need some serious work. And of course he used it. Should have expected as much. Oh well. It is what it is. Well, at least we got a pretty good run out of all of these animals here. Though I wish I could have got a little more mileage out of certain ones. Like the gorillas, lions, and especially the parrots. Oh well. I will say this, at least we're making some damn good progress when it comes to raising our power level for silver here. Again, though, I would like to raise some of his other stats, too. But it seems like that's not really gonna work out. Silver, I love you, but I hate how I have to keep picking you up over and over again, just so I can get this crap going. Especially when I randomly slide and pick up the animal. Level 67 power. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. I guess we can work on the fly for a bit. Now it's up to level 45. Making some good progress when it comes to flight. Plus it also helps with power as well, so that's pretty damn sweet. Never really took the swallow to, or whatever the hell these things are, never took these things to be that powerful of a species of bird. But here we are. For the most part, they raise mostly flight. And occasionally they'll help out with power stats too. Most of the time it helps out power by 1 or 2 bars. Okay. Oh, come on. How is that not fast enough? I thought for a minute there it somehow used it. Thankfully that wasn't the case. It didn't shoot out of his hand like right away. It was like 1 frame later. I don't even. He's moving. So close! Damn it! Well, at least we got flight up to, I believe, level 53. At least it should be level 53. Power's up to level 72, folks. And flight is up to level 56. We're getting there, folks. We're definitely getting there. These birds here, or at least the swallows here, they definitely are excellent to give to your Chao. Especially when you're working with both flight and power at the same time. Granted, it mostly helps with flight, but even so, better than nothing.
This is the Chao Garden.
Shut up, Tikal. As far as what the skunk can do as far as racing stats are concerned, like I mentioned, it's classified under neutral. So it will only raise some stats up by like 1 or 2 points. Granted, it helps with all of them, but even so, it's not the most efficient thing out there. No, that would still belong to things like swallows, peacocks, parrots, etc. Again, why do I always pick up the Chao versus the animal? Every damn time. And when it happens, I have to move further back or forward with the Chao, and then awkwardly pick the animal right back up. And pray that the game actually lets me do the animal duplication glitch without him falling asleep. Again, I apologize if the UI for Silver and the stats are just so damn small you need a magnifying glass to see. This is what happens when you play the game outside of its native resolution of 640 by 480. At least when you're running this game using mods. And of course it was used. Whatever. Let me see if I can feed the Chao any more stuff. By the way, you can also purchase eggs here from the black market occasionally. And really, the eggs, depending on the color, can have different characteristics and have better stats for Chao. But I still feel as though the gold and silver eggs are the best things since sliced bread when it comes to this game in particular. Let's buy a cube fruit. Alright, little buddy. Eat up. Kinda need to raise your stamina a bit more. After this, we'll be doing another run of, I think I'll do another run of Skydeck, if I'm being honest here. Because I feel as though Skydeck is probably one of the better levels to get birds on. That was actually pretty funny, not gonna lie. Also, apparently peacocks aren't so good when it comes to raising power. Just because reasons. Honestly, I don't think peacocks are really that aggressive of a bird species in real life, so I guess that's the reason why they drop a power bar, if anything else. Your guess is as good as mine. By the way, I believe if you end up taking a Chao outside of the Chao garden, they'll just instantly respawn at the garden you were last at with that Chao. So, for example, if I were to take Silver and take him out into the adventure field here in Station Square, he'll reappear here at the Station Square garden. Level 82 power. We're getting there, folks. We're definitely almost there when it comes to both flight and power, which is pretty nuts if you think about it. Alright, Silver's flight is up to level 90. Almost done with flight, which is awesome to see. Damn it. All because I picked up Silver instead of the damn animal. Just slightly too late. Alright, Flight is now up to level 99. That means he's done with Flight, and thus we're done with flying animals for the time being. We don't need to worry about using them anymore, so that's pretty awesome to see. However, we still need to work on power as well as run. And thankfully we do have a few animals that do qualify for that sort of thing. So, let's go. I don't know how that didn't work. How'd that not work? It's right there! Great. Is he not able to use it now? No, he's able to. Just for whatever reason, the game was being very, very picky. Also, bullshit. Whatever. At least his power is up to level 90, so that is awesome to see. Another thing that could happen too is that if you're up against a wall, the animals can sometimes glitch themselves within it and become a part of it, making picking them up a lot more awkward. Okay, that was complete bullshit. Pick him up, damn it!
This is the Chao Garden. If you bring the eggs you find
Whoa!
in the world,
Hello!
the Chao will be born.
Looks like Silver's evolving. Whenever you see him enter this stasis, or any Chao enter this stasis, they're transforming into a different kind of Chao. So that's awesome. I wonder what kind of Chao he'll become. Guess we'll find out now. Looks like he is a neutral Chao. That's interesting. I wonder if it's possible to even get Hero or Dark Chaos in this game. Maybe there's only neutral Chaos. Regardless, though, say hello to the new and improved Silver. Ain't he adorable? Now, back to work. Also bullshit. Whatever, at least he's up to level 96 for power. So, there's not too much left when it comes to that. Thankfully, we have just the right kinds of animals to work on that. Also some other ones that may help out with running. Level 97. Almost there. And there we go. Power is up to level 99. All there's left to upgrade now is Run. Once I get his Run up to level 99, then we'll call it a session. So, looks like today's session's going on a little longer than necessary, but alas, it's all part of the process, especially when the duplication glitch fails on you again and again, due to reasons unknown or beyond your control, or wonky physics, or your Chao just suddenly decide, oh, I want to move. I want to actually run around. Like that. You see what I mean? At least his run speed is up to level 60. Still got 39 more levels to go. And of course I have to keep twirling around with Silver because the game keeps forcing me to pick him up. Almost there when it comes to run level. Just gotta give it a little bit more of a push. And not fail miserably if both Silver and the rabbit refuse to frickin' work together. $69, baby. 69 run. Damn it. Alright, well at least the Run is now up to level 78. So that's awesome. Others unfortunately don't do much when it comes to raising the Run stat at all. Makes sense considering that they're not exactly built for speed. We're almost there, folks. We're almost freaking there. Just these animals just refuse to cooperate along with Silver. Lord have mercy. Oh my god. How did you not take it? Alright, level 81. And somehow I lost myself as an extra viewer. I don't get this site, I swear. Damn it! Alright, at least Silver's run stat is now up to level 90, so only 9 more levels to go. That was way too early. I think another problem I'm having here is because I'm picking up Silver from behind, it's also making things a lot more awkward when trying to put things down in front of him. Oh my god, really? Well, better he take the stats of the koala versus not. Fuck you, game. Hopefully I can take this rabbit and use him just enough to get him up to level 90 frickin' 9. I really don't want to go back to Emerald Coast again just to get more rabbits. Of course. Alright, level 95. Just about there. Wow. The game actually prioritized the animal for once, rather than picking up Silver. That's rare. $96. Alright, one more level. Come on, let's bring her home. Thank you very frickin' much. There we go, folks. That is all 4 of the most important stats for Silver. All of his levels are now up to level 90 mother truckin' 9. And it only took us until 3.5 hours. Great! So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end today's session. The reason as to why is because this has been going on for far too long. So, with that, I bid you adieu for today. This is General Snivy with the Sonic Adventure DX Director's Cut playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, the Chao Races, and then finally, Mission Mode officially begins. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun, and I really mean fun! Again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. See you all later.